If we only kept what we actually used, how much would we have left? Today is the day I do a seasonal reset. Not a deep clean, not a complete teardown. I just want to go through the areas I touch every day, the cabinets I open, the drawers. Everyone keeps stuffing in the living room corner that's full again when you turn your back. And this time, I'm giving you a challenge: clean it all up in one morning. I'll walk you through each area quickly, easily, and you can do it in your own home. Let's get started. Number 1 is review last season. When I change seasons, I don't open my entire closet and pressure myself to do a full overhaul. That's too overwhelming. Instead, I just focus on last season's clothes and ask a simple question. Have I actually worn this in the last 3 months? If the answer is no, that's a clear sign that it's time to get rid of them. I recently let go of a dress I bought for a vacation that no longer fits because I've lost weight. It was still pretty, still in great condition, but it no longer served me. I also donated an old tank top I used to love but hadn't touched all summer. I kept passing over it, and that's a quiet signal we often ignore. These items may still be good, but that doesn't mean they're good for you right now. When you review your clothes seasonally, you give yourself permission to be honest, not with guilt, but with clarity. You stop keeping clothes for a version of yourself that no longer exists and start curating a closet that supports the woman you are today. Reviewing seasonally also helps avoid decision fatigue. You don't waste time every morning flipping past things you no longer wear. You don't feel that small disappointment of this still doesn't fit or I should wear this more. Instead, you feel ease because everything in front of you is there for a reason. A seasonal closet review is like having a kind, honest check-in with yourself. And that simple pause just once every few months can make a daily difference. It's not just about what you wear, it's about how supported you feel when you walk up to your clothes each morning. Number 2 is avoid clear, closet messy house. One of the most common mistakes we make when decluttering is this: you know exactly what you want to let go of, but you don't have anywhere to put it yet. So you place it on the floor, toss it on a chair, or make a little pile in the hallway to deal with later. The closet looks cleaner, but somehow the rest of the house looks worse. I've been there. You feel like you made progress, but now there's a mountain of discarded clothes at the foot of your bed, and suddenly, the motivation's gone. The solution is simple but powerful. Before you even start, prepare a container. A bag, a laundry basket, a cardboard box, whatever works. Place it right next to the space you're decluttering. Then, as you sort through your items, every no goes straight into that container. This tiny bit of preparation can completely change how the process feels. You stay in one zone, you stay focused, and you don't end up with piles you have to circle back to later. It also gives you a visual finish line. Once the box is full, you're done for the day, and everything that no longer serves you is already contained, ready to be donated or tossed. It may seem like a small thing, but having a clear system in place before you start will help keep your home cleaner. Number 3, make quick decisions. Don't pick it up more than twice. One of the things that makes cleaning out a closet drag on unnecessarily is picking up an item, then putting it down. Then later picking it up again, still undecided. Each item takes up a lot of time and energy. I used to keep a shirt because it was still good even though I hadn't worn it all summer. Every time I cleaned, I picked it up, then put it away. Until I made a rule: if I had to pick it up a second time, it was gone. You don't have to over-examine each item, just ask, do I want to wear it next week? If not, put it in the bag. Just keep going. Don't dwell on any one item for too long. This keeps you from getting bogged down in minute thoughts and can help you complete the entire reset in one morning rather than a week. Next, I move on to quickly cleaning the kids' rooms. And just like when I went through my own closet, I didn't overcomplicate things. I focused on last season's items: summer, clothes, shoes, toys, anything that should have been used but hadn't. This gave me a clear starting point without being overwhelmed. I didn't pull it all out. I just opened each drawer and shelf and looked at it with fresh eyes. In just one afternoon, I found things I hadn't noticed before. A few sun hats that hadn't been used, all summer shirts that were too tight, sandals that had been shoved into the corner, and even a pair of too tight sneakers that my son kept wearing even though I told him they didn't fit. Getting rid of things that weren't being used, even if they were still in good condition, helped make room for things that would actually be useful right now. It also helps me avoid unconsciously hoarding things. You know, the things we keep just in case but never end up using. A swimsuit that's too small. A puzzle with a missing piece. A stack of t-shirts that no one picked out. When those things are gone, something changes. The space feels lighter. The energy flows more easily, because when the kids' rooms are more manageable, the mornings go more smoothly too. Less arguing, less rushing, and more breathing room for them and me. Tip number 5 is to gather first, think later. One of the corners that annoys me the most when cleaning the house is the pile of papers and miscellaneous items. It's not exactly stuff, but it's clearly messy. So in this reset, I decided not to let myself hesitate anymore. I brought a big trash bag, gathered everything that was laid out, paper, cardboard, plastic bottles, odds and ends, all at once then, took it out to sort what to recycle, what to throw away. I didn't stand there thinking where to put this like before. This method helped me clean twice as fast, and importantly, it avoided the feeling of getting bogged down while cleaning and having to decide on each item right away. When you gather first, you take back the initiative. But if you deal with each item as soon as you see it, you'll easily get caught up in the details and give up halfway. Not only does this help me declutter an area that can easily become a source of procrastination, it also gives me a sense of being in control, even of the smallest things in the house. And if you want to keep your house tidy without spending all day cleaning, check out the next video. 5-minute cleaning tips for a neat and tidy house. Small tips, simple but really effective. Hope you won't miss them. The 6th tip is to combine tasks wisely. One of the biggest mistakes I used to make when cleaning was doing everything in isolation. First I'd sweep, then later I'd mop, then I'd remember the laundry, then I'd come back to the kitchen counter. It sounds organized, but in reality, it just drags things out because I was circling around the same areas again and again, losing energy each time. Now I've learned to group tasks that naturally fit together. For example, while the kettle is boiling, I wipe down the counter. While the laundry is soaking, I give the bathroom sink a quick scrub. While dinner is simmering on the stove, I put away the mail or empty the trash. None of these interfere with each other, yet they quietly add up. It's not about multitasking or trying to do 10 things at once. It's about layering your routines in a way that flows. You're using those little in-between moments rather than standing around waiting or letting your mind wander. This method not only saves time, but also creates a sense of continuity without interruption. The house is not only tidy in every corner, but is actually being renewed in a smart and much less tiring way. Tip number 7 is to limit your storage space. We often think that adding more cabinets and shelves will help keep our house tidy. But in reality, the opposite is true. The more storage space you have, the more likely you are to keep more things than you need. Why? Because when you have more storage space, you will always have a reason to keep an item for now and then. Everything can stay because there is always a place for it. I used to have a small standing cabinet in the corner of my living room. At first, it was used to store a few books and scented candles. But after a few months, it became a place for everything I didn't know where to put: spare batteries, an unplayed chess, set a gift someone gave me, but didn't use a few things my kids drew. And the important thing is, because there was space, I just left it there and forgot about it. Until I cleaned it up and realized I was storing things I didn't really need. Then I decided to get rid of the closet and at the same time force myself to limit the amount of stuff in the living room. If something doesn't have a clear place, I have to ask myself, do I really need it? That's the point. Limiting the closet isn't about space. It's about forcing yourself to keep more stuff than you really need, When you reduce the amount of space, you keep less stuff and you really clean it every time. You don't have to remember what's in this drawer or that drawer. And you also reduce the let's deal with it tomorrow mentality. Tip number 8 is put away your seasonal decorations. Most of us have our favorites every season: summer pillows, picnic blankets, yard string lights, or those cute little sunshine banners. And somehow every year we add one more. But here's what I've noticed: there are always a few items I carefully stash away at the end of the season that I never actually take out again. Maybe they don't fit the vibe anymore. Maybe I'm too busy to use them. Or maybe I just forget they exist. Either way, if something isn't used this summer, it probably won't be needed next summer. So getting rid of those forgotten items doesn't mean you've stopped decorating. It's simply choosing to keep the items that truly spark joy rather than weighing you down with maybe next year clutter. Think of it like organizing your seasonal gift box so that when you open it, you're excited, not overwhelmed. This small change pays off big time. When the next season rolls around, decorating will feel light and fun, not like sorting through forgotten, mismatched, or outdated items. You'll find yourself actually enjoying the process because each item you unpack has a purpose and makes you smile. And perhaps most importantly, you'll no longer waste time and energy storing, moving, and repacking things you don't even want. The end result is a home that feels festive but also simple and manageable. Tip number 9 is to create a maybe box. One of the hardest parts of decluttering is when you're unsure. Some items carry memories, others feel too valuable to just toss. And because you can't decide right away, you end up keeping everything. That's where the maybe box comes in. Instead of putting undecided items back into your closet or drawer, place them in a box, label it with today's date, and store it somewhere out of sight. Then set a reminder 3 or 6 months later. If during that time you never reached for those items, that's your answer. You can let them go without guilt because you've already proven you don't need them. This method removes the pressure of decide now or never. It gives you breathing room and at the same time prevents those I might use it someday items from taking up daily space in your life. Tip number 10 is to set small finish lines. One reason decluttering feels endless is because we imagine it as one huge project. The whole closet, the whole kitchen, the whole garage, and halfway through we burn out. Instead, break it down. Tell yourself, I'm just going to finish this one drawer, or I'll clear this one shelf. That becomes your finish line. When you hit it, you get the satisfaction of being done, even if the rest is waiting for another day. Over time, these small wins stack up. And that's the secret: a tidy home isn't built in one exhausting weekend. It's built in a series of small, completed steps. Each finish line gives you momentum, and that momentum keeps you going without dread. The result is not just a cleaner house, but a calmer you, because instead of living with an endless to-do, you live with steady progress. So in just a few hours, I did a light reset around the house. No need to touch the storage, no need to take everything out, just go through the things I actually use and clean up more clearly. Each reset like that not only helps the house become more tidy, but also makes me feel more comfortable. My mind is also clearer. Nothing fancy, no perfect steps, just a few small changes enough to remind me I am in control of my living space. Hopefully, this video has given you some easy-to-apply suggestions so you can also refresh your house in your own way. And if you want to keep your house tidy without spending all day cleaning, check out the next video, 5-minute cleaning tips for a neat and tidy house. Small tips, simple but really effective. Hope you won't miss them.